So this month's kit is all about doing something a little bit different and something really, really fun. Before I show you what's in the box, let me show you this idea here. What about doing beautiful vases of flowers, but actually replacing all of the flowers out with little buttons? Or if we'd done the same with like a little bicycle and you'd replace the bicycle wheels out with buttons. Now it's great because this is really cute and really fun to do, but you can't do this technique unless you have all of the right stamps to work with. So this month's kit is called Cute as a Button. And what I'm going to do is, yes, there's enough in here to make 24 cards, but actually what's really exciting about this are the stamps that come in here and what you can do with them. So I'm going to take those stamps out and I'm going to go through those stamps with you in loads of detail before we look at everything else. So let me get them on here and turn them so that you can have a look at them on my lovely close-up camera here. So can you see what we're working with? We've got the beautiful little elephants there and their elephant ears are missing. We've got the little birdies down here and you've got those gorgeous little birds where we're going to add in the bodies of the birds, ice creams, hot air balloons, lions. You've got your little rabbits in there as well, the sheep. And for example, if I bring that, look what that little sheep looks like when you replace the sheep's body with all the lovely little buttons. It's just a little bit different and a little bit unique. Now, this is just one of the stamp sets. What I decided to do in this kit is put you 2 complete stamp collections in. So they're like a 6x6 plate of stamps that you've got. That's your first one. Your second one here that we're working with, you can see it there. We've got things like our balloons, our flower heads, some little cherries, sunflowers, the vase of flowers that you saw, things like a baby pram as well as your bike. And then in true Crafters Companion style, we've filled in every little gap with all of the little sentiments like enjoy the ride, welcome baby, may your day bloom with happiness, all the little bits and pieces that finish off each project, okay? Now, 2 things you need to do these Cute as a Button. You need the stamps and of course you need the buttons. So what I've done is I've included a whole little set. Now it's a lovely little keepsake jar as well. So you've got all different sizes of buttons here for you to work with. And I've done a selection of beautiful pastel colours which ties in with everything else in the kit. So you've got those lovely buttons in the little jar which is going to stand nicely on your side as well. Then of course what you found is a lot of the cards that I've done, I really felt that they benefited from having parts cut out of them. And I know so many of you have die cutting machines. So what I've done is I've included things like your heart die, your circle die, a little square die for you to do these sorts of projects as well. So there's a little set of dies included here, not many, but just so that if you don't have a lot of other dies like this at home, you've got everything you need and they're all sized perfectly to work beautifully well with all of the stamps that we've got in the set too. So you can see everything's going to work perfectly well together. So that's the crux of what's awesome about this kit. But then as with all of our kits, you've got everything you need to get going. So if we look in the rest of the box, we've put a ton of card blanks and envelopes in here. So different sizes, 3 different sizes of your card blanks, 3 different sizes of the envelopes to go with them. Then we move on to the papers and you see we always include a massive pad with loads of papers in, and I put them at 8x8 size so that what you've got is you've got the opportunity to cut these down and do a lot of smaller projects with them just using little bits in here. So you've got all your papers and then your coloured cardstock. Now this is where everything matches in with the colours that you've got in the buttons. So can you see you've got those lovely pastel shades, but also I've included some of the more deep vibrant ones, but they all tie back and work back to the colours in the button selection. But then also all of these are double-sided. So it just gives you a little bit more flexibility. So we've got coloured card, we've got patterned cardstock here that we're working with, you've got all of your cards and envelopes, you've got the dies to do your die cutting pieces with, you've got all of the stamps that we talked about, and of course that wonderful selection of buttons. So it really is a cram-packed collection this month. And with these, the great thing is it pretty much does what it says on the tin. Once you see the inspiration, you're going to see loads of different ways you can be taking this. It's less about techniques this time and more about knowing where to go with it. So just to give you a few of those little ideas, if I put the box away over here, We've already looked at some of these, but using those dies beautifully in conjunction with it, whether you're stamping onto the patterned paper itself or whether you're stamping into the base. I'll show you how to do this technique in one of the videos. I love this idea of using the circle partially stamped off the card, partially die cut off the card here, but then also you've got that the three little birdies on the inside here. It's the same if you're working with the sheep, and on this one we've done the sheep and also the little flowers, and then of course you've got those stamps to you to finish this off. Things like your ice cream cone is another one coming in there. And they're nice and small, these. They're small, they're a little bit unique, they're a little bit different. It's a really fun technique, and I wanted to make sure that you had everything in the kit so that you can hit the ground running with this one. Love making some of these cards. 24 cards is just the beginning. You've got enough base cards to do 24 cards, but enough buttons and papers in there to keep going so much further. And of course, once you've got these stamps, you can use any of your other buttons with them too. Make sure you join us on our Facebook group. Make sure you're on the website, Crafters Companion, the subscription box website we have, crafterscompanionbox.com. That will have loads of other ideas. I can't wait to see what you guys make with these and the ideas you share with each other. So I'll be watching out to see you come up with. And I'll see you next month.